very first comedian tonight. Dude, you're wearing green and everything. Like, you're ready to party, but you are not partying. Are you guys ready for your very first comedian? That's what we're talking about. He has traveled all the way from the Twin Cities, braving the snow, the ice, and the rain, just to bring you laughter, and you guys better laugh for him. Please give a very, very warm welcome to Atul Patel.
All right, thanks everybody. Let's give it up for Lori. So first of all, I want to thank you because you guys could have stayed home tonight and watched the Melania movie on Amazon Prime, but you chose comedy, so thank you for that, which is really nice. A lot of people want to know where I'm from, and I tell them I'm from the land of One Lake, Cleveland, Ohio, on the beautiful shores of Lake Erie. And then they say, like, where are you really from? Right? And I say, well, I'm really from a suburb of Cleveland, and they don't like that answer. But I was actually born in India, and I came to the U.S. when I was 4 months old. That's when I lost my accent. Didn't you get that? Whatever. But I can still do one. But I only use it when it is absolutely necessary. Like when I want the tech support guys to understand me. Works out pretty well. I have some interesting things about me, though. My life is based on a true story. And my hobbies include jaywalking and breaking stereotypes. So I am kind of a rebel. Like, you know those paper towel dispensers in the bathroom that say pull with 2 hands? Well, I pull with 1 hand all the time. And successfully, I might add. I can teach you guys how to get a clean sheet. But no, it was rough having the name Atul growing up. Like, people would always make fun of me and say, like, what kind of a tool are you? A hammer, a screwdriver, or you're a real tool? And then even when people try to say it right, they screw it up. I've been called Autel, Paul, O'Toole, like I'm Irish, although that's okay right now. It was St. Patty's Day. And when I karaoke, they call me LL Tool J. And because I'm good with computers, I get called Excel Patel. And that's actually a true story. No, but it was rough also because, you know, when you go to the amusement park or the state fair, kids get those little license plates with their name on them. Well, I couldn't get one because my name is so rare. So that was kind of traumatic. But then I realized later in life that my name is spelled out in the middle of the word congratulations, A-T-U-L. So take that, Aaron and Jenny. You lost your stupid license plates 20 years ago, but congratulations lives on forever. And now you'll never forget me, so maybe you will. No, then my parents were born in India and raised in India, so they were part of an arranged marriage. But they were pretty progressive. Like, they thought about hyphenating my last name, but then it would have been Patel-Patel. Oh my gosh, are you guys awake? That's always embarrassing when you have to answer the security question, what's your mother's maiden name? And it's the same as your last name. But no, you know, they weren't related, and there were just a lot of Patels where they grew up. And I verified this because we're on Ancestry.com and not Ancestry.com. So that's a new website I'm working on for other people. Well, but my name is short and it's not that impressive, so I want to start introducing myself like they do on Game of Thrones. So I'd be Atul, son of Harilal, principal renter and defender of Willow Tree Apartments, Unit 248, City of Minneapolis, State of Minnesota, United States of America, North America, planet Earth, solar system, Milky Way galaxy. What's next, guys? Universe. All right, I'll stop with that one. But you get the idea. That's more impressive, I think. No, but I moved here because I have an affinity for passive aggressive people and quiet people at comedy clubs. And it's working out pretty well. Because in Cleveland, we're nice and friendly, but we're active aggressive. So if you do something stupid on the road, we'll honk our horn at you, and we look you in the eye when we insult you. So that's how we're different. So make sure you're prepared before you go to Cleveland. Yeah, and then I realized that at least in Minneapolis, people are about 20% non-white, 70% white, and 10% whiter. Those are the people who go ice fishing and go to the state fair a few times a year. Do we have any whiter people in the crowd? Baseball hats, that makes you a good candidate. Are you whiter? You might be, okay. Doesn't matter, I still like whiter people, and white people, and all people. But no, it's funny how growing up, most of my friends were not Indian, they were like mixed. They'd be like 1/2 German, 1/4 Italian, 1/16 Native American. I think that's how you all reproduced. Your grandpas would seduce your grandmothers with fractions. And they'd say, hey honey, let's go make a 1/4 Norwegian baby tonight. Seemed to work out pretty well around here, that's for sure. No, and then I travel quite a bit, and I realized that the whiter a city is, the better a dancer people there think I am. So in New York City, I'm a beginner. In Minneapolis, I'm advanced. And in Zumbrota, I am an instructor. Oh, I got a clap. Wow. This never happened before. Just kidding. At least in Rochester. No, and then I was on Instagram the other day and I posted a comment about how people in Minnesota don't accelerate fast enough to merge onto the highway smoothly. Do you have any transplants? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, then you guys are all slow. And you don't look over your shoulder to make sure there's room. So I commented and I said I've lived in other states like Ohio, New York, and Michigan where people know how to do that properly. And a guy from Minnesota wrote back and said, why don't you move back to Ohio, New York, or Michigan? And I thought, that's refreshing. He didn't tell me to go back to my country. He just wanted me to leave the state. So he's either mildly racist or just a statist. I'm not sure. No, I used to be an engineer, surprise, surprise. I worked for that car company called Saturn. Remember Saturn? It used to be called a different kind of car company. Well, I was always a different kind of engineer because I dance, I could pick out my own clothes, and I like to talk to people. So that was interesting, being in engineering. And then eventually I tried to be a business person and be an entrepreneur, but I wasn't managing my time well. It just wasn't getting enough done for me. So then I had to fire myself, and I became self-unemployed, which wasn't good. The benefits sucked for that. Eventually, to pay the bills, I had to get a job as a product manager, which is in marketing. That's where you help decide what products to sell. And my last job was at a company that made scientific instruments, which were kind of interesting. But as we speak today, there's somebody interviewing for a product manager role for colonoscopes who's saying in an interview, I'm really passionate about colonoscopies, and I want to improve the colonoscopy experience by designing better colonoscopes. So that's complete BS, but that's what you gotta do to get a job these days. That doesn't even work for me. So that was kind of interesting that that's the case, and eventually I started doing stand-up comedy on the side because I wasn't getting enough applause in my day job. I'm still working on that. Thank you. See, you guys get it. That's an applause break. You guys are awesome. I love it. But then, at work, I realized that there are no stupid questions, only questions that make you look stupid. So now I'm a full-time comedian and producer. That's part of the reason why. I think if my life went differently, I could have done something different, and I had no ethics. I could have been a scammer consultant. I could help the guys with their accents, help them choose better names than Doris or Dwayne, tell them not to email at 3 in the morning. I think I could have done a pretty good job, but I'm too ethical for that, I think. But I'm getting older because I'm still alive. Yay. And and it's rough because I turned 54 not too long ago, but I don't even celebrate anymore because I'm just getting tired of having birthdays, you know. Not that tired, like I still want more birthdays in the foreseeable future. So what I'm saying is I'm not suicidal. But yeah, it kind of sucks getting old. And I still don't understand a lot of things about like etiquette. Like if you come across somebody you haven't seen in a while, what do you always say? Hey, Lucy, you look great. You know, why is it always about looks? That's so superficial. It should really be something like, hey, Lucy, you still seem to have a pleasant demeanor and nice personality so far. I think that's more appropriate, right? And then if you meet somebody new, you have to say what? You have to say, nice to meet you, right? I think we should really say, we'll see if I regret meeting you. I think that makes more sense. And this is a special one for guys. If you go into the bathroom and there's a guy in another stall who's presumably peeing and not just standing there, there's like nothing that you should say except nice shoes.
Are you talking to?
It's a joke. But you definitely don't want to say, what religion are you again? That doesn't work out very well. And then I'll end with this one. You know, as I get older, sometimes when I drive, I get drowsy when I'm driving, right? So I figured out a way to keep from falling asleep while I drive. I text. And, I know I shouldn't, and I know everybody does it, but I try to be careful about it. But it's not the texting and driving that's going to kill me. It's the fixing of the grammar, spelling, and punctuation that will, right? All right, thanks everybody. My name is Atul Patel.
Keep it going for Atul Patel, everybody. Yeah, very nice job. Atul, I can understand the foreign thing because I too am from another country. Where you going? Can you give me a shot while you're out there? Thanks, guys. So I came from another country too. You might have heard of it, Korea. We're doing big things. We got a lot of good music. Right, AJ? I don't know. Anywho, my parents were like, we're gonna Amazon Prime this bitch back in the 70s.